Hello and welcome to the Villa Park podcast. It's me, Rich, and I'm back with your instant reaction as Aston Villa beat Brentford 3-1. That was more like it. That was what we needed. A nice, solid, confidence-boosting performance, a fast start, get the game won. And then, yes, there was a couple of hairy moments in the second half, but we ran out comfortable winners in the end. 3-1 and gets us back into the top six. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. We have marched past 4,800. We are just around 150 away from the big 5K. So you can help us get there. Like, subscribe, and get your comments in, your thoughts on today's game and today's performance. Obviously, we saw a little couple of changes in the Villa team today. Martinez in goal, who we thought might be out with the fracture of his finger, but he was back in goal. Cash at right back, Ezri Konsa and Tyrone Mings, more on him in a bit, at centre back, and Luca Dean at left back. Then we had Yuri Tielemans and Boubacar Kamara sitting in front of the defence, John McGinn and Morgan Rogers in that midfield area, and Leon Bailey back on the right, and Ollie Watkins up top. And look, it seemed to be more solid from the start, and we started to pass the ball around well. Yes, we know Brentford will press, but we seem to be able to get through them and into those central areas a lot easier than we have done in the past. And Morgan Rogers seemed to be a bit more back to his old self, and he was drawing players in, which then meant that players like Leon Bailey had more space down that right-hand side. Luca Dean was able to get up on the left-hand side, and we were getting behind them and also being able to run at them much better. And Ollie Watkins was peeling off the centre halves a lot more comfortably, Collins and Ethan Pinnock. And we were gradually building into the game, getting more chances, getting more opportunities on goal. And it was Morgan Rogers who opened the scoring with a fantastic strike. And we've criticised Morgan Rogers over the last few games, and he hasn't necessarily been getting into the positions. And when he gets into the positions, he's been quite static. His touch hasn't been the best. But today he was much, much better and summed up his night with a great finish on the 21st minute. Ollie Watkins gets the ball down in that left-hand channel. We think he's going to run through because we're on a really fast break. And he cuts the ball back after he's faced up by, I think it was Collins, drops it back into Morgan Rogers. You think the chances may be gone, but he dips inside, just outside the edge of the box, and curls a wonderful shot into the top corner. And it's 1-0. And again, no more than Aston Villa deserved. We had one or two opportunities before that. I think Leon Bailey had an opportunity. Ollie Watkins had numerous opportunities tonight. And it was no more than Villa deserved in terms of getting the lead. Then on 28 minutes, again, we get through the middle. Really quick break again. Fantastic ball from Leon Bailey over the top into Ollie Watkins' path. He's running on, and Ethan Pinnock, just as he's about to shoot, pulls his arm back. And he's quite lucky, I would say, to only escape with a yellow card. But Ollie Watkins steps up this time, not Yuri Tielemans. Ollie Watkins steps up to take the penalty, tries to kid the goalkeeper, puts it into the bottom right-hand corner from where Ollie's standing. Keeper dives to his left and does get a hand to it, but it just sneaks into the bottom corner, and Villa are 2-0 up and absolutely cruising. And from that point, we started to have lots and lots of chances. Leon Bailey had an opportunity, step over, takes it round the outside this time, hits a shot, Flecken saves it. I think, I'm trying to remember, we had so many opportunities. I think Ollie Watkins had another opportunity. And then again on 34 minutes, this time the main man, Matty Cash, scoring at the back post. Ball comes in and Brentford managed to clear it. It comes out to the left-hand side to Morgan Rogers. He beats his man, flicks it into the box. It flicks off a defender's head, and Ollie Watkins is potentially offside, but flicks off a defender's head onto the back post, and Matty Cash is there on the volley to smash it in, and it's 3-0 to Villa at half time, and possibly could have been even more. Some of the football we were playing was really free flowing. As I say, Rodgers was getting on the ball, he was beating players. Yuri Tielemans was managing to play through balls into Ollie Watkins' feet. Leon Bailey was getting down the outside on the right hand side, and him and Matty Cash were linking up really well, and it was really, really good football. Yes, Brentford were threatening at times on the break. Kevin Schade had a couple of forays down the left-hand side, but really we kept Mbeumo, we kept Wissa fairly quiet in that first half. And second half, we came out and probably should have put the game to bed. Luca Dean had an opportunity at the tried to beat the keeper at his near post, and he manages to beat it away. Ollie Watkins has a couple of efforts. One where we won the ball high up into the pitch. He's played in, he hits the shot, but he hits it straight at Flecken. He has a header, great header. He manages to flick it, and Flecken manages to tip it around the post. And because we didn't get that fourth goal, Brentford are always going to stay in the game, and they managed to get a goal with Damsgaard. We kind of went to sleep a little bit. Ball goes in the box. I think Cash manages to head it, but he heads it up in the air, and we kind of watch them. Ball drops down to Damsgaard, who really does very well. He manages to hold on to the ball, flick it inside, and we try and block it. Mings, Kamara, Konsa throw themselves at the ball, but he puts it into the roof of the net, and it's 3-1. And for about 5 to 10 minutes, Brentford did threaten, and they brought a couple of players on. I think Thiago, one of their strikers, came on, who's just come back from injury. He has an effort. He gets behind Tyrone Mings on really the only occasion anyone really did, and put his shot over the bar. But we managed to see the game out. We managed to calm it down, and probably could and should have scored towards the end. John Duran came on and looked really sharp, winning headers, winning flick-ons, putting himself about, and had a really good effort where ball comes through to him. He's one-on-one with a goalkeeper, stretches for it, but Flecker makes another save. Then he has another effort where we work a really good play down the left-hand side. Ball's crossed into him as he's held his run back. He manages to take a touch. He has enough time to take a touch. Probably should place it, but goes for power and smashes it really straight into the goalkeeper. And we just couldn't quite put the icing on the cake to make it 4-1. But look, a much, much better performance, many more opportunities. Morgan Rodgers was free-flowing and managing to run with the ball and managing to get into space. John McGinn was much better, picking up the ball in central areas, rolling his defender, and grew into the game. I thought first half was a little bit quiet, but second half he showed, in terms of his example, a much, much better performance. Leon Bailey was excellent in the first half, but did tail off in that second half. I thought Philogene started to get into the game towards the end of that second half after he'd come on and had some nice touches. Just want to see him beat his man a little bit more, get to the byline, show that you want the ball, because I think sometimes they're reluctant to give him the ball. I thought Emi Buendia looked quite sharp when he came on as well. Boubacar Kamara, excellent, one fantastic turn that really did set us up for, I think it was that first goal, and really did set us up really well, and just gives us a lot more assuredness in that central midfield area. Tielemans was much better, had a little bit of a shaky start, but really, really did play well. And Luca Dean and Matty Cash, excellent at fullback as well. And it was, like I say, a much more solid performance. I thought both strikers, Ollie Watkins put himself about, got his goal, really gave the centre halves a tough time. Collins and Pinnock, and I thought John Duran was excellent again when he came on and really did want his goal, was really hungry for his goal, but couldn't quite get it. But for me, man of the match, returning back to the starting lineup, I mentioned this, we needed his leadership, we needed his voice, and Tyrone Mings was absolutely imperious at the back, winning every header that came into the box. You could hear his voice constantly throughout the game, and I really do think that it's so important for Aston Villa at this moment in time. We needed someone to come in and give a guiding light on the pitch and show some leadership and tell players what they needed to be doing. Even just saying well done. You constantly heard Tyrone Mings saying good constantly when there was a big tackle, when there was someone made a good pass, when someone got into a good area, when someone got back into the position that they should have been. And that's what a lot of these players need. They need Emery's voice. They need a voice on the pitch to keep them going, because I think that really does give 5-10% of every player extra performance. If you've got someone who's a talker, if you've got someone who's a big voice on the pitch, not all the time, it doesn't work all the time, but certainly at the moment when Villa were in this bit of a rut, we needed a Tyrone Mings type player and a Tyrone Mings type performance tonight, and he definitely gave it. He was absolutely fantastic. So for me, Tyrone Mings, man of the match, but a really good performance. I thought it was an excellent first half. We did tail off a bit in the second half, but then towards the end we finished strong and probably did deserve to win by more and probably should have won by more. But it's 3 points at the end of the day, and that's what matters. We go into Southampton now on Saturday. Can we back that up? Can we make it back-to-back wins? We're now in the top 6. Can we move further forward? Whether we can get into the top 4 or not with a win on Saturday, I'm not too sure, but certainly a step in the right direction. Thank you. That's me done. Great performance. We'll be back later on this week with maybe a full reaction to this game. Obviously, preview for Southampton as well. So plenty more content to come. Hit that like button. Like I say, help us on the road to 5K. Hit that subscribe button and get your comments in, your thoughts on the performance tonight. Who was your man of the match? For me, Tyrone Mings, but great for Ollie Watkins to get on the score sheet. Great for Morgan Rogers. Really, really good goal for him. And really nice to see Matty Cash chipping in with a goal as well. Thank you all for watching. And as always, remember, we'll follow the Villa.